Welcome my fellow dwarves, welcome to the third video in what will be a long line of tutorial videos provided to you by Corporate. In this video training series dubbed Deep Rock Basics, I, your corporate trainer, will be going over all the things you need to know as a new employee of our great intergalactic family-owned company. These basics can include anything from how to use your gear to how to complete certain corporate objectives while on-site in Hoxie's 4. Because who better to tell you how to do your job than a guy who sits back on the space rig? Exactly, don't think too much about it, Greenbeard. Just settle in as we discuss one of the jobs you can apply for, the engineer. In this introductory video regarding the position of engineer, I'll simply be discussing what you'll be doing when you first start your job. Any further details regarding the position will be handled further down the line when you're more experienced in this area. The best way Corporate defines the engineer position is as a support miner for Dwarven dive teams. The basic equipment for a Dwarven engineer is the Warthog Auto 210 shotgun, the Deep Core 40mm personal grenade launcher, the platform gun, and the laser utility refraction emitter, or LOR for short. I'll be covering all this basic kit later. Instead, for now, let's focus on the function of the engineer. The engineer excels in supporting the team in passive ways. The Plascrete platform launcher allows for other dwarves to stand at previously inaccessible areas, particularly useful for creating standing positions for scouts when accessing minerals found high up in the cave systems. These platforms are also useful when it comes to placing pipe segments when conducting an on-site refining mission. The second way an engineer helps out the team is through the use of sentry turrets. These turrets may not be the strongest weapons out there, but they can be utilized to cover the flanks of the mining team during swarm attacks or as further support when taking on difficult locals. Once upgraded, turrets can be a great deal more useful to the team, but that will be a topic for a future video. Now that we've covered the basic duties of the engineer position, let's move on to the basic equipment management we'll be providing you with when you decide this position is for you. First, we have the basic Warthog Auto 210, a semi-automatic shotgun with a detachable magazine of 6 shells. Each of these shells starts out with 8 pellets per shell, and each pellet does what R&D is determined to be 7 damage to hostiles. So in all, if you manage to hit all your pellets, a single shell will deal 56 damage per shot. We also have a fairly impressive base rate of fire for a shotgun of 120 rounds per minute. All that being said, even though this is a shotgun and is best for close quarters, other engineers returning to the space rig have complimented R&D on the weapon's continued usability out to longer ranges as well. We'll discuss half of the upgrades available for this weapon in the next engineer training video. For secondary, those who take up the mantle of engineer will have access to the Deep Core 40mm personal grenade launcher. This weapon is a single-shot, breech-loading 40mm grenade launcher. If you deploy to Hoxie's 4 as a new engineer, management will only let you take 9 of these grenades with you, so use them well. R&D has determined that these explosives deal roughly twice the max damage of a Warthog shell and have an explosive radius of roughly 2 meters. This weapon can effectively break down the armor of most larger wildlife you'll find down below on the surface, opening these targets up for damage from your teammates with weaker weapons. The Deep Core also has a fear effect on some locals, rightfully so, and this may cause some who survive the initial explosion to flee in terror. The last bit of equipment we'll be taking a look at for this introductory engineer course is the laser utility refraction emitter, or LOR. This weapon deals no damage on its own and further allows for the engineer to fill a support role on the team. This small throwable will cause a hologram of a dancing dwarf to be emitted that will attract the attention of local wildlife. This hologram isn't terribly durable and will dissipate after receiving just 50 damage from enemies. However, when the hologram dissipates, this emitter will release a small shockwave dealing 20 electrical damage to anything nearby. This can be very useful in a variety of situations. It can set up an unknowing group of glyphids to be dispatched by a single deep core shell, or it can take the heat off you and your team for a moment when under heavy attack. Larger creatures are less enthralled by the hologram, and only a maximum of 10 enemies can be attracted to a single LOR. And now some tips for our new engineers. Save your Warthog shells for when the enemy is close at hand. While the Warthog can perform fairly well at further ranges, you want to make the most out of your ammunition, especially if you're deploying alone. Don't want to be caught without ammo while short on nitra. Use the platform gun to cross chasms by stringing shots together of Plascrete. Essentially fire platforms at each other to make artificial bridges. Plascrete is also notably weaker than stone, so take care when mining around platforms that you don't accidentally hack away what you're standing on. The platform launcher works great if you have other dwarves with different occupations on your dive team. The platforms can offer a safe landing spot for both the gunner's zipline as well as the scout's grapple hook. You could even use the platforms for yourself to build jumpable staircases of sorts along cave walls to reach high resources. Deploy your LMG turret in an area that is likely to cover multiple mineral deposits so you can mine knowing that your robotic companion has your back. If you have the low-level upgrade of having 2 turrets at once, you can double up on your protection while gathering those precious minerals. Save your deep core shells for the stronger locals like the Praetorians. This not only allows you to deal a lot of damage to a strong target, but it will likely remove sections of their armor, making it easier for you to eliminate with your Warthog instead. So there you have it, Greenbeards. That's all you need to know about the engineer position within the company. You play more of a support role when it comes to your abilities, as neither the platform gun nor the LMG turrets are exactly active items. However, you have some powerful weapons at your disposal and will be able to handle yourself when the locals get too close. Sticking together with your drop team is the key to success. Everyone has their role to play in the company, so try to play yours well. Out of the 4 jobs offered by Deep Rock Galactic, how do you feel about the engineer? Leave your opinions in the comment section below. We here at Corporate sincerely hope you make it back from your latest expedition to Hoxie's 4. If you do, be sure you subscribe to keep an eye out for the latest corporate training module on Deep Rock Basics, and be sure to like this video so that Corporate knows you want more training videos like this one. Until then, fellow dwarves, leave no dwarf behind, and remember to rock and stone.